Hey everyone, chiming in here with a couple of quick updates. First off, all units now start in full manual mode, so no calculator, you can mark stuff, but no automated rolls and all that business. If a sheet supports automations, they're still there. Just go to the gear and select Enable Automations. If you want to use a sheet in full manual mode and you just don't want to look at this guy, you can get rid of it like so, and it's gone. If you do it by accident, you can get it back. If you go over here, go to Enable Automations. I guess I should say that doesn't bring the gear back. That just brings the automations back. Yep. Okay. So then we have units that don't support automations, no gear. Instead, they get this little guy, and that one will tell you why they don't get automations. And if you want to, you can hide that like that. It's gone. Bye. All right. That was nice. Goodbye. Okay. Next, you could always load custom MTF files, but now when you do, you can get a link. So you click that menu and you can get a link to your custom design, and that will be there forever. If for some reason you need it to go away, just contact me. I don't know why you need it to go away, but we can make it happen. So copy that to the clipboard, go ahead and paste it somewhere. There we go. If someone sends you a design, you can download it. Same menu, download MTF. Whoop. There we go. Let's go away. And I think that's about it for 4.3, which is the latest kind of stable release. This guy also has a lot of bug fixes in it. Most of this is kind of small stuff around importing, or not importing, but saving and loading, which is kind of important, but also pretty useful for what's coming up next. Speaking of what's coming up next, here's the next preview. So here we go. I am in a network game, and now I'm going to click my opponent, and when I do, I will see their sheets like that. Okay, so the next version, version 5, has remote viewing. So here's the bad guys. So it looks kind of like a normal sheet. Can't click on stuff though. Can't declare fire for bad guys. Can't mark damage on their sheets. Viewing only. Some other, let's say, caveats here. This will update when the bad guys do stuff. Let's see if I can find that, like so. Let's see here. It will update when the bad guys do stuff, but only when they advance phases. Well, this guy is dead, so let's try someone else here. Oh, there we go. So here's this Warhammer. Let's say your buddy marks 10 points in the right torso because I don't know, they ran into a tree. Maybe it was a tree that you were holding and they ran into it. So here's 10 points in their torso, and notice it's not showing up here. It will not show up until they go to the next phase. There we go. There's a few other circumstances that will cause this to update. I think when shots are resolved, or let's see, I think when the incoming shots are resolved, other odds and ends, like if they change their name, so like that's called op4 sheets. So if, I don't know, they decide they get uppity and now they're bad guys. Now it's bad guy. Okay, so there's a few things like that that will cause this to update, but generally it only happens on next phase. So don't freak out if things don't come across immediately. All right, this is kind of preliminary, so things may change. Oh, another caveat. This only works with sheets that have automations enabled. So let's say a bad guy pulls out another archer, no archer shows up, but if they enable automations, the archer will show up. There it is. And of course, if sheets are deleted, they will go away. Now, a nice thing about this remote viewing is that the link that you get is permanent. So this will show these sheets as long as, well, they're there. Well, actually, not there, but like unless they get deleted, they're there. So if you have a nice fight and you want to kind of show off what happened, you can feel free to just send that link to wherever you want, and they can kind of look at your log and look at the sheet that was there. as it looked at the end. And as long as you don't delete it, it will stay there. At least that's how it works right now. Again, kind of early, but we'll see how that goes. And I think that's mostly it. Oh, one more thing. Coming up in the next version also, you'll be able to kind of create an account and log in. And when you do, your custom sheets will show up in your menu. So if you want to drag in a bunch of stuff, like, oh, I saw someone they were making custom sheets that had the weapons loadouts of vehicles, because I don't support vehicles, so that's pretty smart. They are dropping lots of like kind of vehicle proxies in there. And so if you're doing something like that and you don't want to have to drag them in every time, you'll be able to log in and then just kind of like, type in whatever, I guess, whatever the name is of those units that you have saved and open them up like you would a stock unit. Okay, I think that's about it. I hope everyone is staying safe and having a good time as best as possible. Thank you to the people who have donated on Ko-fi.com. It's really nice to know that this is useful. And I think with that, I'm going to close off. Everyone, take it easy. Happy hunting.